My name is Pastor Hal York, and welcome to Truth in the Trenches. Today we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 22, verses 24 to 25. Do not associate with a man given to anger, or go with a hot-tempered man, or you will learn his ways and find a snare for yourself. This is how a different translation puts it. Don't associate with a hot-tempered man, or enter into conversation with an angry man, so that you won't learn his ways by association and get yourself caught in a trap. It's amazing how many times Proverbs talks about anger or being hot-tempered. We have looked at it several times in the past, and we're confronted with it again in this verse, or these two verses. But why is this warning given? He says, or you will learn his ways. Have you noticed that anger is contagious? It's amazing how little effort it takes to get a room full of people all riled up about something. One angry person can do that in a very short period of time, it seems like. And it's also amazing how much effort it takes to calm people down and bring peace to those who have been riled up and agitated and made angry. As we know, it takes a lot less effort to start a forest fire than it does to put one out. And we see a lot of angry people in our world today, a lot of hot-tempered people, and it seems to be catching on and getting worse and worse and worse. And so the Proverbs is very wise in giving us this warning. And the reason he gives it to us is that the one given to anger is someone we would be wise not to associate with. We can argue that our calm spirit may have a positive effect on the angry person, but it seldom works that way. If you've ever been around someone who's always worked up and angry, it's hard not to be lured into their world. The person given to anger is destructive, they're divisive, they destroy marriages and friendships and children, and society in general is not helped by them. Anger seems to be their default reaction to disappointments, to setbacks, to things not going their way, people who disappoint them, the government in general, people who let them down, and so on. Hot-tempered, as we know, means quick-tempered. The immediate reaction is to become angry. There's no thought, no time to think things through, no time to evaluate what just happened or what may be going on. Quick-tempered people have short fuses, and it takes very little to set them off. And these people have only two settings, on or off. There's no middle ground. They are either happy or angry. And if you know someone like this, you know they are usually angry. Anger for this person is always justified in their eyes, and you can do little to change their minds or calm them down. And so the wise person is told to avoid association with such a person, lest they learn his ways. But that's not the end of the verse. Lest they learn his ways and find a snare for their soul. Anger tears us up inside. Being hot-tempered hinders spiritual growth and becomes a snare. It can even harm us physically, as we know. How many people have hot-tempered, angry people have heart problems, strokes, and so on? That's not the only reason people have strokes, but it can be very hard on us physically to be an angry, hot-tempered person. How many people have done things when they are angry that they have regretted but had to live with for the rest of their lives because of one hot-tempered action? Being hot-tempered can trap you, cause you to do things that a calm, rational, spirit-filled person would never do. And the reason you were angry may be justified in your eyes. It may be even justified biblically. But the danger is anger wants vengeance. It wants a piece of flesh. It wants things to be resolved their way, and it is not easily subdued. But Paul tells us in Ephesians, he says, do not let the sun go down in your wrath. To be angry and sin not. Don't allow anger to take over your heart. Because what takes control of our hearts takes control of our lives. And it spills over into every other relationship we have. And nothing is more true regarding this than anger. Everywhere we go, we become not peacemakers, but agitators. And as you think about this verse in your own lives, can you think of people in your life who are having a negative effect on you because they are the person described in this verse? They're just angry, hot-tempered. When you're around them, you find yourself being drawn into their anger. Before you met them, you were just having a great day, but you've met them for a cup of coffee, or you just bumped into them, or maybe they're their friend. But the longer you're with them, the angrier you get. And when you leave their company, you find yourself agitated, upset, and angry. So as we wrap this up, remember, Anger and compassion seldom ride the same train. We are called to be peacemakers, compassionate, caring, loving people. Yes, there are things that are wrong in the world. There's evil in the world, and no one knew this better than Christ. And there are calls for anger, righteous anger. But Jesus did not walk through this world angry and hot-tempered. When he was reviled, he did not respond in a similar way. He did not revile back. He was long-suffering and compassionate. And he calls us to do likewise. That's not likely to happen if we associate with angry or hot-tempered people. It's not hard to find them. These days it seems like they're everywhere. So we would be wise to listen to this wisdom of Solomon regarding this. Do not associate with a man given to anger, or go with a hot-tempered man, or you will learn his ways and find a snare for yourself. This is going to be the last Truth in the Trenches for 2023. I'm going to take a break between Christmas and New Year's, and we'll resume them in January of 2024, the first week in January. But we'd like to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, and trust you'll be rejoicing in the truths of this season, and we look forward to beginning these once again. So may these truths guide us and guard us in the trenches of life as we seek to live our lives for the glory of God and the good of others. May God bless.